My name is Elena Cross, and I was 29 years old when I realized that love doesn't usually end with screaming. Sometimes it ends with silence, with someone telling you exactly who they are and daring you to accept it. I'm writing this at 3:52 a.m., sitting on my couch, staring at a door that hasn't stopped shaking for the last 10 minutes. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up. We had been together for 2 years, long enough to talk about someday, short enough that I ignored the warning signs because I thought patience was the same thing as commitment. 8 months ago, Marcus moved into my apartment. Not officially, not on paper, just gradually. His roommate situation fell through, which I later learned meant he'd been asked to leave after missing rent 3 months in a row. At the time, I didn't push. I told myself people fall on hard times, that relationships are about support. The agreement was simple, temporary. He'd contribute $400 a month toward utilities and groceries while he got back on his feet. Marcus worked as a part-time retail floor manager, making around $1,800 a month on a good stretch. I'm a software project lead. My salary comfortably covers the $2,100 rent, plus everything else. At first, he paid. Then $400 became $250, then $150, then, I'll get you next week, babe. Next week never came. I let it slide. Because I loved him. Because I thought relationships had seasons. Because I thought loyalty would eventually be returned. Tonight started like any other Friday. I got home around 6 p.m., kicked off my heels, and found Marcus in the bedroom mirror, adjusting his hair. He was wearing a black button-down I'd never seen before, slim-fit jeans, cologne he never wore for me. Going somewhere? I asked. Yeah, he said casually. Clubbing, some people from work. Cool. Want me to come? He laughed, not cruelly, just dismissively. No, it's not really your scene. That landed wrong. Still, I smiled. Okay, be safe. He went back to his reflection. Something felt off, but I didn't press it. I've learned that pressing Marcus only made him defensive, like I was trying to cage him instead of understand him. Around 8 p.m., while he was in the shower, his phone started buzzing on the couch. Once. Twice. Again. I wasn't snooping. I didn't touch it. The screen lit up bright enough for me to read it without trying. Can't wait to see you tonight. Wear that black shirt I like. Save me a dance. 3 messages. 3 different women's names. My chest tightened. When he came out, towel around his waist, I kept my voice calm. Hey, who's all going tonight? Just coworkers, he said. Why are they texting you like that? His face changed instantly. Are you checking my phone now? I didn't check anything, I said. It was lighting up right next to me. He scoffed. Wow, that's a huge violation, Elena. I'm just asking. God, you're so insecure. I'm not insecure, I said quietly. I just think it's disrespectful. To what? He snapped. To have female friends? To go out and have fun? Then he said it. We're not married. You can't tell me what to do. The room went silent. I looked at him. Really looked. You're right, I said. His expression shifted, confused, then smug. Exactly. So I can do whatever I want. I nodded. Yes, and so can I. He grabbed his jacket, irritation radiating off him. I'll be back whenever I feel like it. Don't wait up. The door slammed. I sat there for 5 minutes, not crying, not screaming, just breathing. Then I stood up, and I got to work. I didn't rage clean. I didn't cry into a pillow. I didn't pace the apartment wondering how to fix things. I sat there for a few more minutes, listening to the echo of the door slam fade into the walls, and something inside me went very still. That was the moment I understood this wasn't a fight. It was a declaration. Marcus hadn't just gone out. He'd drawn a line and dared me to cross it, so I didn't. I stood up, walked into the bedroom, and pulled the suitcases out from the back of my closet. All 4 of them. The ones I hadn't used since a work trip to Seattle the year before. I laid them open on the bed like I was preparing for surgery. And then I started packing. Not angrily. carefully. Shirts folded, shoes wrapped, belts rolled. I took photos as I went. Every suitcase, every drawer emptied, every item laid neatly inside. I made sure the timestamps were visible. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I've learned that when someone disrespects you openly, they rarely stop there. His things filled the room faster than I expected. Clothes, toiletries, the cheap watch he loved because it looked expensive, the ridiculous stuffed shark he'd won at a beach arcade last summer. 8 months of quiet occupation, reduced to fabric and plastic. Around 10:30 p.m., I carried the first suitcase down to the basement storage area. My building has assigned storage units, locked cages, numbered and monitored. Mine is 3B. I've lived here 3 years. I pay rent early. I don't cause problems. Building management knows me. By 11:15, all 4 suitcases were secured inside my unit, locked, documented, safe. That's when I changed the locks. I'd been meaning to install the keypad deadbolt for months. Funny how procrastination disappears when clarity hits. It took about 40 minutes. New code, default wiped. I stood there afterward, hand resting on the cool metal, feeling something I hadn't felt in a long time. Control. I went back inside and erased him from the apartment. His face washed from the bathroom, his protein powder from the cabinet, his almond milk, always almond milk, from the fridge. The phone charger that somehow always ended up on my side of the bed. Everything went into a final box. I cleaned the counters, straightened the pillows, took photos of the apartment, empty of him, intact, calm. Timestamp, 11:43 p.m. Then I went to bed. I put my phone on silent, except for one contact, Ryan, my friend from college who now works as a paralegal, just in case. I fell asleep faster than I expected. At 3:15 a.m., the pounding started. Elena, babe, open the door. I didn't jump. I didn't panic. I rolled onto my side and stared at the wall while the sound filled the hallway. My key isn't working. Hello? Are you serious right now? I grabbed my phone, opened the camera app, and set it to record audio. I didn't open the door. Elena, I forgot my key. Open the damn door, I typed calmly. We're not dating anymore. Your belongings are secured in the building basement storage unit 3B. I'll leave the storage key with night security. Please collect your things and leave the premises. The pounding intensified. What the hell is this? Open the door right now. I waited until the noise died down just enough to be heard. Then I texted again. You were right earlier. We're not married. I can't tell you what to do, and you can't tell me who lives in my apartment. You no longer live here. The hallway exploded. You can't do this. This is insane. I picked up the phone and called building security. Hi, I said evenly. This is apartment 4C. My ex-boyfriend is causing a disturbance outside my door. He's not on the lease, and I've asked him to collect his belongings and leave. A few minutes later, I heard footsteps. A familiar voice. Sir, you need to lower your voice. Other residents are sleeping. He locked me out, Marcus shouted. I live here. Do you have proof of residency? The guard asked. Is your name on the lease? Silence. Sir, the guard continued, firmer now. If you're not on the lease and the tenant has asked you to leave, you need to collect your belongings and go. Otherwise, I'll have to contact the police for trespassing. I heard Marcus breathe hard, then cry. Not sobbing, angry crying, the kind that wants witnesses. About 10 minutes later, another voice joined him, a woman. One of his friends, I guessed. Backup. I stayed inside. Recording. Silent. They went down to storage. I heard the elevator, the wheels of suitcases, muted arguing. At 4:30 a.m., the hallway finally went quiet. I didn't sleep again. I sat on the couch, watching the city lighten through the windows, wondering if I'd done the right thing. And here's the part that surprised me. I felt sad. I felt tired. But I also felt peaceful. For the first time in months, no one was taking up space they hadn't earned. The silence didn't last. It never does with people who believe consequences are something that only happen to others. I finally drifted off around sunrise and woke up a few hours later to my phone vibrating like it was having a seizure. Notifications stacked so fast they blurred together. Marcus. Missed calls, texts, voicemails. I scrolled without opening any of them at first, just watching the emotional whiplash unfold in real time. I can't believe you did this. Elena, this is insane. Please just talk to me. I didn't mean what I said. You're overreacting. You're a cold, heartless bitch. I love you. We can fix this. 37 messages. In less than 6 hours. I blocked his number. I was halfway through my coffee when my phone rang again. Unknown number. I answered it before thinking better of it. How dare you? A woman snapped before I could say hello. It took me a second to place the voice. Marcus's mother. How dare you throw my son out on the street at 3 a.m? What kind of woman does that? I leaned back against the counter, suddenly very calm. The kind whose boyfriend told her she couldn't tell him what to do because they're not married, then went out clubbing with multiple women all night. He was just having fun, she shot back. You're controlling. You humiliated him. With all due respect, I said evenly, your son made it very clear he didn't value our relationship. I simply agreed with him. He had nowhere to go. He was out until 3 a.m, I replied. He had somewhere to be. She started crying then, loudly, talking over herself about how devastated he was, how he didn't mean it, how he was just young and figuring himself out. He's 27, I said, not 17. I hung up. Blocked that number too. Saturday passed in a haze. I cleaned, I worked out, I avoided my phone. By Sunday morning, the narrative had shifted. Ryan called me. You might want to see this, he said. See what? Your ex just posted on social media claiming you violently kicked him out and destroyed his property. My stomach sank, but only briefly. I have photos, I said. Everything was packed carefully. Timestamps, security footage requests too. I know, Ryan said, already laughing. I told you, documentation wins. Don't engage. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. Around 10 a.m., there was a knock at my door. Not pounding. Professional. I opened it to find 2 police officers standing in the hallway. Ma'am, the older one said, we received a report that you illegally evicted your boyfriend and may have damaged his property. I didn't argue. I didn't panic. Officers, I said calmly. He's not on my lease. He was a guest. I asked him to leave after he stated we were no longer in a committed relationship. I handed them my phone. Lease, photos, text messages, security footage request. The younger officer tried and failed not to smirk. The older one frowned slightly. Ma'am, did you give him 30 days notice? My heart skipped. He was never a tenant, I said. He never paid rent. He never signed anything. I have bank records showing that. The officer nodded slowly. In this state, he said, someone living in a residence for over 30 days can sometimes claim tenant rights, even without paying rent. My stomach dropped. But, he continued, given that he verbally terminated the relationship, stated you had no authority over his actions, and was voluntarily absent when you secured the premises, it's a gray area. The younger cop cleared his throat. We're not arresting you. This appears to be a civil matter. They left. I closed the door and leaned my forehead against it, breathing hard. I called Ryan immediately. Tenant rights? I asked. Are you serious? He didn't hesitate. Okay, worst case scenario, he'd have to take you to civil court. To win, he'd need to prove he paid rent, had a reasonable expectation of continued residency, and didn't initiate the breakup. And the texts? Work heavily in your favor, Ryan said. Don't contact him. Don't respond to anything. If he sues, we fight it. That afternoon, my building manager called. Just a heads up, she said carefully. Your ex's mother came by, demanding a key to your apartment to retrieve his belongings. What did you tell her? That only residents on the lease get keys, she replied. She threatened to sue the building. I sighed. She's not a tenant. I know, the manager said. We checked. You're fine. But she's making noise. By Monday evening, Marcus tried a new tactic. A message came in from another unknown number. Hey, Elena, it's Sarah, one of Marcus's friends. He's really sorry. He didn't mean what he said. He just felt suffocated and needed a night out. I stared at the screen for a long moment. Then I replied. He told me we're not married, so I can't tell him what to do. I agreed. We're done. Please stop contacting me. The response came fast. You're being ridiculous. Everyone makes mistakes. I typed one last message. The mistake was tolerating disrespect for months. Not anymore. Then I blocked that number too. Here's the part that messed with me. Everyone in his life was acting like I was the villain. Like I overreacted. Like boundaries were cruelty. Like I was supposed to accept being disrespected quietly and call it love. But when I went to bed that night, alone, in my quiet apartment, I slept better than I had in months. Peace, it turns out, doesn't care who thinks you're the bad guy. I should have known the quiet wouldn't last. People who are used to getting their way don't suddenly develop dignity. They escalate. Thursday evening, I came home from work to find a piece of paper taped neatly to my door. White, formal looking, bold header. Notice of illegal lockout. My heart stopped. For a split second, fear flooded my chest. Real fear. The kind that makes your hands shake before your brain catches up. I ripped it down and read every word. Legal language. Threats. Deadlines. Demands that I restore residency immediately or face civil penalties. And then I noticed what wasn't there. No court seal. No case number. No judge's signature. I took a photo and sent it to Ryan. He called me immediately, laughing so hard he had to stop and breathe. Elena, he said, this is fake. Like, embarrassingly fake. He copied this from a tenant rights template online. So I don't need to respond? Nope, but keep it. It's evidence of harassment. I tucked the paper into a folder labeled documentation. By Friday, Marcus had moved on to something bolder. He showed up at my workplace. I work in an open plan office. Casual environment. Friendly receptionist. No security gate. Apparently, he walked right in. A coworker leaned over my desk mid-morning. There's someone here asking for you, she said. He seems upset. I already knew. I looked over and saw Marcus standing near reception, eyes red, shoulders slumped, playing the role perfectly. Several coworkers were staring. I stood and walked over. You need to leave, I said quietly. Please, he whispered. Just 5 minutes. I just want to talk. No, I said. Leave, or I'm calling security. His voice rose instantly. Everyone should know what kind of person you are. Heads turned. He locked me out at 3 a.m, Marcus shouted. I was homeless because of her. My boss stepped out of his office. Is there a problem? Marcus turned to him, tears flowing on cue. She's my girlfriend, he said. She kicked me out with no warning. I just need to talk to her. I didn't raise my voice. He's my ex-boyfriend, I said. He's not on my lease. He told me I couldn't tell him what to do because we're not married. He left. I took him at his word. My boss didn't hesitate. Sir, he said firmly, this is a workplace. You need to leave immediately. Marcus sobbed louder. She has all my stuff, my clothes, my medications. If you don't leave voluntarily, my boss continued, I will call security. Marcus glared at me, eyes sharp now, anger breaking through the tears. You're going to regret this, he hissed, before storming out. My boss turned to me. You okay? Yeah, I said. I'm sorry about that. Don't apologize, he said. Just document everything. That night, an email hit my inbox from a Gmail address claiming to be a law office, threatening a lawsuit for unlawful eviction, emotional distress, and theft of property, demanding $15,000. I forwarded it to Ryan. He responded with a voice note, wheezing with laughter. No legitimate law firm uses Gmail, he said. This is intimidation. Ignore it. Saturday was quiet. Too quiet. Sunday morning at 6 a.m., the fire alarm went off. The entire building evacuated. Pajamas, slippers, groggy residents clutching coffee mugs. Fire trucks arrived. Sirens, lights. They searched the building. No fire. False alarm. Security pulled footage. A woman matching Marcus's description followed another resident inside, went up to my floor, pulled the fire alarm, and left. The building manager was furious. "This is a criminal offense," she said. "We're filing a police report." I gave her Marcus's information, but he still wasn't done. Sunday afternoon, my phone rang. Unknown number. It was the building owner's attorney. "We received a complaint alleging illegal eviction," he said calmly. "We need to discuss this." I sent everything. Lease, photos, texts, security footage requests, fake notices, emails. Monday morning, he called back. "You're fine," he said. "He has no case. We're issuing a cease and desist letter for harassment and filing false complaints. If he contacts you or the building again, we'll pursue charges." I sat on my couch and cried. Not from sadness, from relief, I thought. Then Monday evening, my phone buzzed with a message request on social media from one of the women whose name I'd seen on Marcus's phone that night. The "can't wait to see you tonight" woman. Hey, I hesitated, then opened it. Marcus told me and two other women that he was single. We were all planning to hook up with him at the club that night. When we realized he was playing all of us, we bailed. He spent the whole night trying to keep us there and ended up leaving alone. I stared at the screen, a strange calm settling over me. "Just thought you should know," she added. "He's not the victim he's pretending to be." I replied with 2 words, "Thank you." Then I blocked her too, because the truth had already started doing its work. I thought the truth had come out quietly, without theatrics. No confrontation, no screaming, just a stranger confirming what my instincts had been whispering for months. Marcus hadn't gone out to blow off steam. He'd gone hunting, confident he could keep his stable home base and still play single. And when that illusion collapsed, he panicked. Week 3 is when everything finally started to unravel for him. "Ryan, so," he said, words getting around. "About what?" About him telling multiple women he was single? About the fire alarm? About the fake legal threats? People talk. I didn't feel smug. I didn't feel vindicated. I felt tired. That exhaustion deepened when his mother called again, this time from a different number. I almost didn't answer. Almost. "This is all your fault," she said the second I picked up. "He had to move back in with us. He can't afford an apartment now." I leaned against the kitchen counter, staring at the wall. "I didn't take his money," I said. "I didn't kick him out illegally. I didn't tell multiple women I was single while living off my partner." "He gave you money every month." "He gave me about $800 total in 8 months," I replied. "For utilities and groceries. I have bank records." She lost it. Started yelling about abuse, about manipulation, about how I'd used her son. I ended the call and blocked the number. Again. By Friday, screenshots started circulating. A mutual friend sent them to me without commentary. Marcus had posted a long rant about his toxic ex, about being financially abused, about being thrown out with nothing. The comments didn't go the way he expected. "Didn't you tell everyone you were single? You literally told me you were using her until you found someone better. Weren't you trying to hook up with 3 women at the same club that night?" One of the guys from the club commented too. "You told me you were single and tried to play my friends the same night. Maybe take some accountability." The post was deleted within an hour, but screenshots don't disappear. Saturday morning, Ryan texted me a photo. Police citation. $500 fine for the false fire alarm. The building followed up with another bill, $300 for emergency response costs. I exhaled slowly. I hadn't asked for revenge. I'd asked for peace. That night, a final text came through from yet another unknown number. "I hope you're happy. You ruined my life over one mistake." I stared at it for a long time. Then I replied, "You told me I couldn't tell you what to do. I listened. Actions have consequences. Good luck." And I blocked the number. For real this time. 3 weeks later, the chaos finally settled. The cease and desist worked. The harassment stopped. The noise faded. I found out through mutual friends that Marcus was living in his parents' basement, still working the same retail job, posting vague quotes about healing and self-love. Apparently dating hadn't gone well. When multiple people confirm you tried to play them all at once, reputations stick. As for me, my apartment is quiet. My bills are lower. My fridge is full of food I actually eat. My weekends are mine again. I started going back to the gym, started sleeping through the night, started remembering who I was before I started shrinking to make someone else comfortable. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. The missed payments, the defensiveness, the way he accused me of being controlling for asking basic questions. I ignored them because I thought love meant patience. But patience without respect isn't love. It's self-abandonment. Marcus thought he could have everything. Freedom without responsibility, commitment without accountability. The second I stopped playing my role, his entire narrative collapsed. Some people think standing up for yourself makes you the villain. That's fine. I'll take being the bad guy with a peaceful home over being the good woman in someone else's chaos. We weren't married, and now we're not anything.